We are at a critical moment in New York City's mayoral race with just 2 weeks exactly until Election Day. Republican Curtis Sliwa is under intense pressure to drop out. A growing number of people want him to drop out of the race to help boost Andrew Cuomo's campaign against socialist/communist Zohran Mamdani. And you know, for this, Andrew Cuomo is a Democrat, but he is running as an independent because he lost the primary to Mamdani and wanted to stay in the race. And so that's how he's running. He's going to need Republicans to help him get elected at this point. So they want Sliwa out. Critics call it imperative to protect New York City from Zohran Mamdani's extreme and dangerous agenda. I'm Harris Faulkner. You are in the Faulkner Focus. The New York Post is joining the calls for Sliwa to walk away. Today saying, just walk away, beret. By the way, for the most recent debate, he made it a point that he wasn't going to wear his red beret. And he didn't. The outlet's editorial board writes it's time for Curtis Sliwa to face reality and admit that the city's best hope is to avoid the disaster of Zohran Mamdani mayoralty is for him to drop out of the race. The fact remains that Mamdani is poised to win and do major deadly damage to the lives of all New Yorkers. He must be stopped. End of quote there. Major New York City business owners also want Curtis Sliwa to drop out. Billionaire hedge fund manager Bill Ackman said if Sliwa does not drop out, quote, we are toast. And here's a billionaire New York grocery store CEO as well.
It's not about being a Republican, not about being a Republican or a Democrat. You know what it's about? It's about New York City. Right now, New York City is at risk.
Sliwa is defiant.
Let's be very clear. I am not dropping out. Under no circumstance. I've already been offered money to drop out. I said no.
I have questions about the money. I bet voters do too. Who's offering it? What does that look like? Alexis McAdams is on the story in New York City. Alexis.
Hey, Harris. Well, I had a chance to catch up with Republican challenger Curtis Sliwa here on the city's Upper West Side. He made it pretty simple. I'm not going anywhere, and wants those billionaires who are offering him money, according to him, to know he doesn't have a price, not when it comes to the Big Apple. Listen. It's politics, but do you take it personal?
Nah, you know, I battled organized crime. It's the same thing without the dead bodies. They'll have dinner with you one night, and they'll blaspheme you the next day, and they don't think anything of it.
Yeah, you wake up and you see those headlines, Harris, from people that he thinks were his friends and supporters, business leaders and billionaires, throwing their support, though, now behind former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. Sliwa says you just got to shrug it off. He's not bowing out. He has been offered millions, according to him, to quit, and tells me if another one comes forward and bribes him again, he's going to the police. You talked about getting offered $10 million. That's a lot of money, and you said you didn't take it, but now you are lit up, you said, like a Christmas tree. What do you mean?
That means if you talk to me and you offer me a bribe, which is unethical, it could be illegal, and I'm going to have to run right to Alvin Bragg and his investigators, and you could be in double trouble.
All right, so we'll keep an eye on that. A recent Fox News survey does find that Zohran Mamdani keeps a significant lead, even if Sliwa drops out, but there would be a spike for Cuomo.
This is the most important election I have ever been involved in. Not even close.
All right, so I asked Sliwa, Harris, if you had to choose, and if you had to choose one of them, Cuomo or Mamdani, who would it be? Because he says he's not going to leave New York City. He's been born and raised here. He says they're both two peas in a pod. He doesn't want either of them. But he said it might sting a little bit, right, when you see all these people like John Catsimatidis, people that he thought were friendly, saying, get out of here. And as for the beret, he says he's going to make a game-time decision if he's going to wear it tomorrow at the debate. So we'll see what happens, Harris.
All right, well, at the last debate, he didn't wear it, and, you know, he got good reviews after that one. I did not know that. I am surprised that he equates, at least he did with you, Mamdani, a socialist communist, with a former, you know, New York governor, Andrew Cuomo, who had his issues too, obviously, and is running as an independent. Did he really say that?
He says they're both two peas in a pod. He says he doesn't want either of them. He thinks they're both bad for New York City. So we're going to have to see who he attacks more in the debate stage. Last time he really went after Cuomo. We're going to have to see if he pivots and goes after Mamdani more this time.
All right. Well, he's got every right to do what he chooses to do. Alexis, thank you. Miranda Devine, Fox News contributor and New York Post columnist. So I wanted to make sure that we got it right before we talked about it. Miranda, these two men are not two peas in a pod, but Curtis Sliwa sees them that way. Why do you think?
Well, Harris, they're both Democrats. You know, Andrew Cuomo lost fair and square. He lost the Democrat primary, and now he's running as an independent. Everyone knows he's not an independent.
Right.
He's a Democrat. He was a Democrat governor. He was a progressive Democrat. He was to blame for a lot of the law and order problems we have, for his greenie policies that have sent our electricity prices through the roof. So he's a dyed-in-the-wool Democrat. And Zohran Mamdani is just another flavour of Democrat on the far left. They're all terrible. And, you know, I think it's a big call to ask the only Republican in the race to drop out and to disenfranchise the, you know, the poor minority of conservatives who live in this city. And look, it makes strategic sense if it meant that Cuomo would beat Mamdani, but the polls don't show that.
No, they don't.
Cuomo is running a very lackluster race. The energy is all with Curtis Sliwa and Mamdani. And, you know, I don't know why Cuomo isn't running a better race. It seems like he's on Mogadon or something. He just is so sluggish. He's so low energy. He took 10 days off from the campaign trail since Labor Day. Not one day has Curtis Sliwa or Mamdani taken time off. The voters who would have voted for Sliwa if he drops out, there's no guarantee that all of them are going to vote for Cuomo. Many of them just won't. Cuomo has an enormous amount of baggage, and he's not given anybody anything to fight for. They'll sit at home. But even if 100% of Sliwa voters voted for Cuomo, it still doesn't get him over the line. So I wish that all the billionaires and all the power brokers would put pressure on Cuomo to run a better campaign, or to get off the couch, or at least act like he cares. And maybe what should happen is that Cuomo and Sliwa should do a coin toss, and one of them, the loser, should drop out.
It's awfully close to the race for that. I mean, we were 2 weeks away exactly today. The Wall Street Journal editorial board called out a lot of Mamdani's extreme far-left policies in a new piece that's titled Zohran Mamdani and the Democrats. Here's part of it. If Mr. Mamdani wins, the move left will accelerate as more progressives run in primaries and cause other Democrats to shift left themselves. Some Republicans welcome a Mamdani victory because they think it will help them in the 2026 midterms. They may be right. However, GOP glee is short-sighted. The biggest risk to a socialist takeover of the Democrat Party. Your reaction to that, Miranda?
Yeah, look, I agree. I think that it's wrong-headed for any Republican to be embracing a Mamdani victory. I mean, they seem to think that it'll make it easier for Elise Stefanik to win the governorship, make it easier for Republicans to win in the midterms. But I don't think history bears that out when a party like the Democrats lurches so far to the left and is rewarded for it because the moderate Democrats are either jumping ship or just completely tame and broken, like Chuck Schumer. Then we see that the energy is with the radical left, and if they get a toehold in New York, you can bet there are 50 other Zohran Mamdanis that are being constructed in a laboratory right now across the country.
Yeah, one of them is in the Midwest. They call him the Midwest Mamdani, Omar Fatah, and he's doing well. He's picked up some key endorsements there. You know, before I let you go, Curtis Sliwa has every right to run. You've mentioned some of those things. I paused kind of awkwardly a few minutes ago because I couldn't pick one of the things that Andrew Cuomo has in his past to kind of go with at that moment. There are quite a few. You said it so much better. There's a slew of them, and we'll just cover it as it happens. Your last quick word.
Yeah, look, I mean, in Cuomo's defence, he did manage to get quite a bit of infrastructure done in New York. LaGuardia is great. The Tappan Zee Bridge, which he named after his father, that was great. The Moynihan Train Hall. So he has shown an ability to actually get projects done, which is unusual among Democrats. But on law and order, he was hopeless. And I mean, are we supposed to now believe him when he lied to us throughout his governorship, when he says that he wants more cops on the street, etc.? I'm not sure.
All right, Miranda Devine, great to have you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.